Following his win at the legendary Darlington Raceway, Brad Keselowski and the entire RFK Racing team, well, the mood is electric. A celebration here today for the 6 car, capturing its first win since 2011 with David Reagan at Daytona. The first win for Brad Keselowski since Talladega in 2021, and his first win as a driver owner. Has both RFK Racing cars on the verge of locking into the playoffs.
It's nice to punch through, get that win, and get ourselves locked in the NASCAR playoffs. Of course, the fact that it was at Darlington, which is a really special track to me, just makes it even that much better. So a great time for me in my life, and super happy for the win and success, but hungry for a lot more to come.
The fact that this is a team that you're in the ownership for, that's got to mean something a little bit different from the other wins.
It does. You know, I try not to let myself think about it. I try to just stay really focused on the task ahead of ourselves, and not, you know, on any of the kind of ego blow up your head type of stuff, which sometimes I do a better job than others, but it does mean a lot to win as a driver and an owner, for sure.
It's very gratifying, particularly because, you know, there's no doubt, and we acknowledged it, that, you know, sports are cyclical, and we struggled for a few years, and we weren't where we wanted to be, and we had some choices to make. We could have just said, hey, this is where we are, and we're going to stay here, or we could say we're going to put in the time and effort, make some hard decisions, and try to get back to the top. And we're not all the way where we want to be, but it really is gratifying because a lot of the people in the room here that you'll see have been part of that journey. And obviously bringing Brad over, it was critical, and a lot of the changes he made and how we've kind of evolved this business to adjust to the next-gen car. But, you know, you look at how our performance was last year, and didn't get out of the gates great in 22. That was a little bit of a learning curve for us, had some growing pains, but last year finishing 7th and 8th in points with Chris getting 3 wins. Brad closed quite a bit. But there's no doubt that the elephant in the room was getting the 6 team a victory, because they've been so close. They'd already had 2 second-place finishes this year. I think it's really uplifting for the entire organization that both cars have won and both cars are running as well as they are.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just goes to show you continue to work hard, you know, because sometimes you think there's never an end that's going to be satisfying, you know, and I feel like obviously after Sunday leaving there, it took a little bit to set in, but, you know, Monday and now to today, it feels pretty good. And obviously all the hard work everybody's put in, you start to see. You know, and I think we're super lucky. Obviously our pit crew is phenomenal. I mean, and it's every week they're, you know, close to the top, if not the top, you know, which allows us a lot of times to know that when we get in position, we're going to be good. You know, and last week they were even to step it up another little step, like you were saying, a 10th or 2, end up being P1 for the day. You know, so I mean that's what it takes to win these races. Everything's got to click and continue to roll. But yeah, you're right. The pit crew they definitely have the ability to go a little more.
Yeah, I think it's big. I think it's good, big confidence boost. I think both drivers, I think Brad and Chris both know that they can win any week, you know, and Chris came within an inch of winning in Kansas. We had a really good car at Kansas too, and, you know, that late caution, we did a little bit different strategy, but I think it's really cool to see both drivers there. And Brad and Chris are really good teammates, and it's fun to see them work with each other. I think the first time Chris got a run at Darlington, he got to Brad and gave him a big shove into one and tried to push him past Tyler. So, you know, it's fun seeing both cars really fast, and, you know, I think Chris's win's coming soon as well.
Yeah, I guess if something's not going to go as we hope it would for us, this is definitely the best outcome for it, right? To be able to have Brad and the 6th group being able to celebrate a win, and they were very good on the day. We were good, but we weren't the fastest car on the day, and we had some good calls and had some good opportunities to get up front there and you know, have a shot at it, and it's what you ask for most weeks. So no, it is hurts to be that close and miss out, but, you know, at the same time, we are very happy for Brad, and to be able to do that as an owner driver is a big feat.
It was probably one of the more stressful races that I've been involved in my 14 years here, and in part just because there were different strategies, but both cars were so good, and you knew that the 6 had such a strong car the entire day. The 17 had damage. You didn't know how he was going to be able to recover from it. They did a great job. You know, my hope, there was a moment there when Reddick and Brad were running for the lead side by side, and Chris dove down to help Brad and, you know, pushed him. And I was thinking, all right, this could be the perfect scenario. He's going to push him to the victory. We're going to finish 1-2, similar to Daytona last year. And Chris hit the hell out of him from the back, and it basically pushed Chris backwards and didn't do anything to Brad other than probably got him loose. And then ultimately, it was a bittersweet moment right at the end. Like, you want to win, you'll take a win any day of the week. But it was interesting because the 17 had been so close, and obviously nothing of their own doing got taken out. And so my first reaction after the race was actually to go to Chris in his car, because that's kind of a Jack Roush way of doing things. I've watched him over the years. He always goes to the driver that almost finishes last to kind of see where he can help. But, spent a little time with Chris right before he had his cordial conversation with Tyler Reddick on pit road, and then it was off to victory lane.
The pressure is the fun. The fun is knowing that this is hard. It's not easy, and that makes it worth doing. And when you're able to be successful in spite of all that, that's when you feel that sense of purpose, sense of accomplishment, that I think gives you that fun dopamine rush, right? And I love the challenge.
For Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing, the sky's the limit. And as we've seen the last couple of weeks, they can compete with anybody. The playoff push continues. The 6th car of Brad Keselowski, he got locked in at Darlington. Chris Buescher, he's trying to get locked in. But one thing's for certain, either one of these cars could be the NASCAR champion in 2024.